What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. In YouTube, when I tell you we have a banger today, we have an absolute banger. So recently there have been some tweets on Twitter that have said that the Celtics would only trade Jaylen Brown for 2 players, and one of them was Damian Lillard. So that's why today I thought it could be fun to do a Damian Lillard Boston Celtics rebuild, even though it would pain me to watch if it actually happened in real life. But I will admit, if Damian Lillard did request a trade, getting a guy like Jaylen Brown would be so ideal in a rebuild situation, just because that's a great way to start off a rebuild. So that's kind of what we did. It was like a trade that was centered around Damian Lillard for Jaylen Brown. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely smash that like button if you do. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on the road to 19,000 subs, and we're actually closer than some of you might think. So if you want to join that train, I would greatly appreciate some love. But other than that, guys, love you guys. Hope you enjoy the video. Enjoy this Damian Lillard Boston Celtics rebuild. There has been some ramblings on Twitter that the Boston Celtics would only trade Jaylen Brown in the event it was for either Damian Lillard or Bradley Beal. So today what I decided to do was trade Jaylen Brown over to the Portland Trail Blazers, and of course the Celtics in return got Damian Lillard. So we're going to go over the trade here to start things off, because that's kind of how I wanted to do things. So I thought it could be a fun rebuild to do. Damian Lillard Boston Celtics rebuild. I don't think I've seen anybody do this on YouTube, and if someone has done it, I apologize, but I thought this was going to be a lot of fun. I haven't seen it by anyone else, so I thought, you know, Jaylen Brown, Aaron Naismith, Romeo Langford, and 2 first-round picks for Dame, I thought was fair. So basically, the Celtics give up 3 young players and then 2 first-round picks. So they're not giving up like 8 first-round picks like a James Harden situation, just because the Blazers are getting Jaylen Brown, who's already a proven all-star. So that's a really good player to get for a guy in Damian Lillard. Personally, as a Blazers fan, if we were to trade Damian Lillard, this is the kind of trade that I want. Getting a guy like Jaylen Brown in return would be a very good start to the rebuild. Like I said, I don't think this is actually going to happen. I just kind of want to do it for entertainment purposes. So now that Damian Lillard and Jason Tatum are teammates, and we've kind of gone for a, you know, win now direction, you would think this is, because if the Celtics were really going to do this, it would be like, step this up and let's go win some basketball games, man. So let's go ahead and make some necessary changes that we can make this offseason. Make sure that Damian Lillard and Jason Tatum have the best team around them possible to win this championship. So let's go ahead and jump into this draft. We have a 2nd round pick. I'm not even sure if the Celtics own this pick, to be honest. I didn't really make the 2nd round correct in my file. So honestly, probably not going to worry about it too much. It's literally the last pick in the draft. I get a 70 overall, so I'm not too worried about it. Player options got Robert Williams and Grant Williams coming back, and then qualifying offers, none. And then free agency. As far as free agents, I know the Celtics do have Evan Fournier, who's an impending free agent, and then Semi Ojeleye. So looking at our roster right now, you got Damian Lillard, Peyton Pritchard. I mean, the Celtics did have a big hole at the point guard spot. So, you know, Damian Lillard definitely solved that, obviously. And then you have Marcus Smart at the shooting guard still, who can start next to Damian Lillard. And honestly, this is the kind of guy I would want to see starting next to Dame on the Blazers if we had, you know, a scoring wing, because Marcus Smart is a great defender. So definitely with, you know, a great shooting guard next to Damian Lillard. And then no small forward right now. Is Tatum at the power forward. And then honestly, now that Jaylen Brown's gone, we're probably going to move Tatum back to small forward, just because that's kind of what he plays naturally. So we'll have that. And then Robert Williams, Al Horford, Tristan Thompson, Moses Brown. So we have a lot of centers. So we're probably going to try to make a trade here. So we'll probably combine like Tristan Thompson's salary. And I don't know. We honestly could probably trade at least 2 of these guys, obviously. I think personally, I would love to keep obviously Moses Brown and Robert Williams, but Al Horford's contract is just going to be really tough to get rid of. Plus, the Celtics just traded for it, so I don't see him going anywhere this offseason. So I'm going to try to be somewhat realistic in this video. So I'm not going to do anything as far as trading Al Horford this offseason. So it'd probably have to be between like, you know, we could try to keep all 3, and then maybe have Al Horford play a power forward role, which he's done before. So we can maybe do something like that. So I think to start things off, we're going to try with a Tristan Thompson, Carson Edwards trade or something like that. I don't know. Just want to try something, just because obviously there's some necessary changes that we can make here. So, or Grant Williams, whatever it may be. I just kind of want to see what I could get in the trade market for like a Tristan Thompson and maybe a Grant Williams thrown in there as well, just because, you know, we're kind of, you know, going a win now direction, like I said, with the Damian Lillard trade. So I see Kyle Kuzma. That would be fun and all, but I don't know about that. What else? Dario Saric, Isaiah Roby, Juancho. So Not in love with any of these trades. Matisse Thybulle was cool and all, but I don't think the Sixers would give up Matisse Thybulle for Tristan Thompson, and then let alone Seth Curry as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and try and make my own trade for someone who, you know, might be interestingly available this offseason to see what I can come up with. Send over to the Orlando Magic for Terrence Ross, who's just gonna give us some good bench scoring. We're gonna give up 2 second-round picks as well, so we're gonna go ahead and get Terrence Ross to be a nice bench scorer for us. So he's going to play that backup shooting guard, or might even put him at the backup small forward. But Terrence Ross off the bench will definitely be a nice player to have. We all know he can get buckets, so we'll have that for us. Other than that, I didn't really see any, you know, forward that I liked other than maybe Robert Covington. And if Robert Covington was actually a good player in 2K, I would have maybe done it. But every time I have Robert Covington on my team, it seems like things just don't go well in 2K. So I decided not to go with Robert Covington. So we just signed Evan Fournier back, which I think is going to be very necessary for the Celtics to do. So we're gonna have Evan Fournier coming back for $14 million. That's not too bad. And then, like I said, we could play Al Horford at the 4, but I feel like we'd be kind of you know, way too big in a way. I mean, we could do it. We technically could, and have Robert Williams and Moses Brown play as the centers and just kind of be cool with it. And I think that might be my only option, because unless we want to play Tatum at the 4, then, you know, have that still going, which either way is fine. But I mean, personally, I think I'd kind of like the other way. So other than that, so Peyton Pritchard, I'm cool with that backup. Terrence Ross, backup shooting guard. Evan Fournier, backup. So maybe I should sign like a mid-level power forward just in case. So Doug McDermott, Daniel Tice. I know the Celtics wouldn't mind a guy like Daniel Tice back, or we could even sign like Nicholas Batum to be like a starting small or power forward. So we'll sign Nicholas Batum. Maybe he could be a starter for this season for now, and then maybe we'll kind of figure something out later when Al Horford's gone, or when he's on a 1-year deal and maybe more tradable. I don't know. We'll figure it out. So Al Horford, you got Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Robert Williams, Evan Fournier, Marcus Smart, Al Horford, Moses Brown, Terrence Ross went down overall a little bit, unfortunately, but we're going to go to training camps and start to look how this team's going to look going into this next season with Dame and Tatum leading the way. So I'm excited to kind of see how this is going to go, because I've never really seen this done before, at least on 2K, obviously. So on top potential, I'm going to throw one at, let's throw one at Moses Brown, who we got in that trade for Kemba Walker. And then we'll throw this other one, I think, at Robert Williams as well. We'll just kind of develop our big man. So power ranking leads us at number 2, so that's a good sign. So this is what our starting 5 looks like. I know Brad Stevens still the head coach, because you actually can't change names, I think, in this game anymore. So I was trying to hire like a default head coach and just rename him I'm Udoka, or however you say his name. And unfortunately, it just wasn't letting me do it. So we have a lot. We have 2 centers coming off the bench, obviously Moses Brown and Al Horford. So you know what? I guess I will move Al Horford to the 4. Why not? I mean, he'll be at least better, and he might even start here in this situation. Yeah, so I guess we'll have Al Horford and Robert Williams play down there together. I don't know how well that would work, but we'll just do it. Proficiency-wise, we're 3.5 at defense. I'm going to leave this to probably go to a balance system at a 4-star. So we'll move this to a balance. We're going to go and simulate season number 1 with Dame and Tatum leading the way, like I said. And we're going to see what the ceiling is for this new look Boston Celtics roster is. The Detroit Pistons have accepted my offer at the trade deadline, so I decided to kind of make a big move here at the trade deadline. So it was Al Horford, Grant Williams, Carson Edwards, and a 2026 first-round pick for Jeremy Grant and Mason Plumlee. So Al Horford's money is non-guaranteed next season, so I thought getting Jeremy Grant would probably just be a lot better of a fit. And we also got a nice veteran center in Mason Plumlee as a backup, who obviously we didn't really need a center, but he's here anyway. So Al Horford, Grant Williams, Carson Edwards. So basically the Pistons get 2 young players and a first-round pick for Jeremy Grant. Al Horford will just expire next year because he's non-guaranteed. So now with this new look roster, you have Damian Lillard, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jeremy Grant, Robert Williams, Evan Fournier, Moses Brown, Mason Plumlee, Peyton Pritchard, and Nicholas Batum. So yeah, there's a lot of centers in the rotation, obviously. So maybe, just maybe, we should make another move to kind of make sure, obviously, there's not as many centers in here. So maybe we go ahead and throw Mason Plumlee out there, just because, like I said, we don't really need another center here. So Lou Williams as a backup shooting guard or something could be fun. We are getting a first-round pick as well from the Hawks and it's a pretty valuable one, so I don't really necessarily think that's necessary. Kevin Knox, Drummond. Oh my goodness, we can afford Andre Drummond from the Lakers. That would be kind of wild. But Tristan Thompson, we don't need a big man. What the kind of the problem is. So I do see this Dwight Powell one, which is interesting to me. Chris Boucher. I think I'm gonna do the Wancho one. Isn't bad either. We give up a second-round pick. The Timberwolves get a yeah, we'll do that. Why not? We'll go ahead and do that just as a backup small forward kind of thing. And I forgot Evan Fournier was back in small forward, but it's okay. So we'll have probably Evan Fournier maybe move back to backup shooting guard, because I don't think he'll go down 1, which is fine. So we'll have that. There we go. So we have Damian Lillard, Evan Fournier in the starting 5 now. Not sure I love that, but oh well. Evan Fournier, Jason Tatum, Jeremy Grant, Robert Williams, Moses Brown, Marcus Smart, Juancho, and Peyton Pritchard. Terrence Ross is not even in the rotation anymore, which is a little unfortunate, a little weird, but hey, it's fine. He is on a 2-year deal, so we could also trade him in the offseason. So I kind of like where we're going with Jeremy Grant coming here. I thought we became a better team. Robert Williams, Moses Brown holding it down. Let's go ahead and swim to the end with this new look roster, and hopefully this ends up being a pretty good season for us. MVP of the year, Jalen Suggs, Rookie of the Year, DeJounte Murray, 6th Man, Jonathan Ives, Defensive Player, Malachi Flynn, Most Improved, and Brad Stevens, Coach of the Year. Obviously, that would be I'm Udoka here if I could actually have him here, but I didn't want to fire Brad Stevens, and then he obviously goes elsewhere, so I've just kept him on the Boston Celtics, because obviously he took a front office role. So Tony Craig, exactly there. I also tried to hire Brad Stevens as like my assistant GM on this game, but it wouldn't let me. And yeah, so that was unfortunate. But Damian Lillard, All-NBA first team with the Boston Celtics. You love to see it. All-NBA second team, Jason Tatum also making it. I had a feeling, because you guys will be blown away. Now, you probably won't be blown away, but you're going to see the stats and be like, damn, this team went off. Player stats, 31 from Damian Lillard and 29 from Jason Tatum. That's what you would love to see. 15 from Evan Fournier and then 14 from Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant might have had a better season, but his shot tendency was very low once we got to him, and then I boosted it up because obviously Jeremy Grant takes more shots than a 54 shot tendency, so don't know why that's the way it is. In 2K, Evan Fournier, 15 points per game as well, as very nice production for a guy we signed to $14 million. So love to see it. And honestly, once we traded for Jeremy Grant at the trade deadline, we became borderline unstoppable. So I expect a deep playoff run, but you never know with this game. Instead of the Knicks getting Chris Paul, like that's been rumored for a couple years now, they come out with Kyle Lowry, which wouldn't be a bad point guard to have for a while. Somebody current round against the New York Knicks, and they're up 2-1. So that is not a good start to our playoffs. So like I said, I would definitely love if we didn't lose in the first round to the 8th seed, and we're down 3-1. Why is this my luck? Why is this my luck? Come on, man. Let's not do this, 2K. The 8th seed thing is getting kind of old fast. So, wow, we almost lost that. 41, 39 to 14. Okay. That's fine. 2-3. We shouldn't be going to game 7 in the first round, but it is what it is. I mean, this isn't a bad Knicks team that we're facing, and 117-116, we barely are forcing game 7 back to TD Garden. So hopefully we take care of business here and end up going to the second round. Please 2K, please. Thank you. 108 to 121. My goodness, it did not have to be that hard, but we won in 7 after we were down 3-1. So that's good. All right, now I'm gonna move the rotation back, because we only do that for desperate times. Call for desperate measures, as you guys know. Marcus Smart is kind of selling right now with a cold streak, I guess, in the playoffs, so hopefully he fixes that soon. Philadelphia, Simmons, Shake, Matisse, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey. To be honest, if the Sixers end up running it back with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, I will be just as mad as if I was mad about if the Blazers run back Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully both those things change. Game 1, we're up 1-0, start things off. 39 from Jason Tatum, 31-16 from Damian Lillard. Game 2, we're up 2-0, 47-8, and then 18-8. Game 3, we're up 3-0, and game 4, we sweep them. I felt like the Sixers team was a lot better than this Knicks team, and we went to 7 with them and absolutely demolished the Sixers. So take that for what you will. But now we're playing the Atlanta Hawks, who are 2nd seed, who just almost made it to the NBA Finals in real life. So I'm definitely a little nervous. They have Cameron Reddish starting over DeAndre Hunter. Okay, well, let's see what happens in game 1. Game 1, they're up 1-0, start things off. 33-8 wasn't enough for Trae Young's 31-10. Game 2, they're up 2-0. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and move this back to an 8-man rotation, because going down 3-0 would not be ideal here. And can we even it up? Yes, we can. Can we win game 5? Yes, we can. And we reverse sweep them after being down 0-2. Let's go. And now we're playing the Los Angeles Lakers. So the Celtics and the Lakers in the NBA Finals, historic franchises going at it. Reggie Jackson, the starting point guard. That would actually be a huge pickup for the Lakers if Reggie Jackson could play like he was in LA, obviously, or with the Clippers. Not LA, because LA is the same team. But Drummond, AD, LeBron, Davion Mitchell, Reggie Jackson. So this definitely could be a tough matchup. Game 1, we're up 1-0, start things off. 52 from Damian Lillard. This man wants to give the Boston Celtics another ring. Game 2, we're up 2-0, 32 from Jason Tatum. 27 for Jeremy Grant, 23 and 10 from Damian Lillard. Game 3, 2-1. Okay. Jason Tatum 26 and 12, Jeremy Grant 21. Game 4, we're up 3-1. And game 5, game 6, game 7, we're going to a game 7. Okay. Game 7 in TD Garden. LeBron James trying to make his 3-1 comeback. We can't allow it to happen. We're blowing them out, it looks like. Yeah, we're up 13. We're in a pretty ideal scenario right now, 106-122. There's no way we can actually blow this, right? All right, and it looks like the Boston Celtics are going to win a championship over LeBron James and the Lakers in 7 games. Just like that, Damian Lillard and the Boston Celtics are champions. So since we've only done 1 season, I'll probably do another one here real quick. And I feel like, honestly, I can make this team even better, is the scary part. So draft lottery time. We don't have a pick, obviously. We've been trading picks left and right in this video. So staff signing, Brad Stevens, will keep that all the same because, I mean, we just won a damn championship. So why would we change too much, right? All right, let's go to the draft now. So on draft night, we do have, I know, like Terrence Ross under contract, Nicholas Batum under contract still. So honestly, I feel like we could trade both of these guys and maybe get something else. Don't know what it would be, but I'm just going to throw them in the trade finder. We can trade for pick number 13 from the Milwaukee Bucks. If they wanted 2 ideal role players, we get Brook Lopez. That could be interesting if we wanted to trade into the lottery. Willie Cauley-Stein, Duncan Robinson, Kyle Kuzma, Cameron Payne, Winslow, Raul Neto. Okay, Jakob Poeltl. We don't need a big man. David Nwamba, Trey Lyles, Brent Forbes, and okay. Honestly, I kind of like this trade the most, but I don't really want to take Brook Lopez on. Sure, I'll take Brook Lopez, but I'm probably going to trade him as well. So we got pick number 13. And I don't need Brook Lopez, so I'm just going to kind of throw him back out there. You know, start fishing him out there. Kyle Kuzma, Dwight Powell for the Mavericks. Cameron Payne for the Nets. We have Peyton Pritchard, so I'm cool with him. Raul Neto. Jakob Poeltl, 2 first-round picks for Brook Lopez. Honestly, Brook Lopez could maybe just rot on our bench because he's just going to kind of go down in overall anyway. So whatever. We got the 13 pick. So let's go to number 13 and see what we can select here on number 13. So ideally wow, Kenny Chandler's here, Huntley Hatfield's here, so there's actually some good players available. So Hatfield, Caleb Love, Kenny Chandler, interesting. Okay, Hatfield, Caleb Love. Who do I take here? I feel like I take Huntley Hatfield, who's 6'10", Caleb Love 6'4". I could take a backup shooting guard, Mojave King, or whatever it may be, Julian Strawther, but I think I'm gonna take Huntley Hatfield here at number 13. And we might have a first round and number 30. We have a pick at number 30, it looks like. So we'll take Zion Harmon. Why not? So we'll have that going for us. And we'll have 2 rookies coming in, Zion Harmon and Huntley Hatfield. Player options, Moses Brown, Peyton Pritchard. Juancho will all accept. And then qualifying offers, Robert Williams is a free agent, of course. We definitely want to bring this man back. And then Robert Williams and Marcus Smart, both free agents. So I'm going to sign Marcus Smart back. So we'll sign Marcus Smart, and then we'll probably wait on Robert Williams to get an offer because I don't want to pay him too much money. So Damian Lillard, Peyton Pritchard, Evan Fournier, Marcus Smart, just Tatum Juancho, Jeremy Grant, and then obviously you got Huntley Hatfield. So honestly, I might move Hatfield to the backup power forward. So we'll have that, and then we'll have, like I said, Robert Williams coming back, and then we are ready to go for season number 2 to see if we can win another ring. So Robert Williams, see if we can get him back here, and he is back. Boom, player progression. Got just Tatum 96, Damian Lillard 95, Robert Williams 85. So honestly, loving the progression of this team. Obviously, Brook Lopez going down overall, like I said. Probably not going to be in the rotation. We have 3 training camps to use as well, so we could definitely use these to our advantage. But this next season will be the last one. So training camps, untapped potential wise, we'll throw this one at Robert Williams again. Just continue to develop him like crazy. And then the last one we'll throw, or the other one we'll throw at Hatfield. Just came in, and we'll throw the other one at, I guess, Moses Brown. So kind of keep developing our front court. So power ranking lands is number 2. This is our rotation. We're gonna run a 9-man rotation for a regular season, and then in desperate times, for desperate measures, we will run a 9-man or an 8-man in the playoffs. So balance system still. Similar to season number 2. Let's see if we can win another championship for the Boston Celtics. In season number 2, I would say we probably had a little bit of a disappointing season in the regular season, as we finished up as a 7th seed, 45-37. We get to play Philadelphia in the first round. Player stats 30, 24 from Jason Tatum, and 16 from Jeremy Grant, 15 from Evan Fournier, and 13 from Huntley Hatfield. So yeah, a little bit of a disappointing regular season, but hey, you can maybe turn around the playoffs here. I had a feeling they were going to start Hatfield, which is whatever. So I'm gonna run an 8-man rotation just to start things off, just because, I mean, we're desperate, man. We're the lower seed facing a higher seed, so you never know what happens. So Simmons, Mojave, King, Matisse, Tobias Harris, Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Chris Boucher, Shake Milton. Do we upset a second seed, or do we go on? Let's see what happens. We are up and we beat them in 5 games. Wow. So yeah, not a very disappointing regular season, but you know, in the playoffs it's a different ballpark. You guys know in 2K anything can happen. So let's go ahead and somebody current round against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we sweep them. Wow. Okay. Now we get to play the Atlanta Hawks, who did give us a run for our money last year, if I remember correctly. So let's go ahead and see what happens. So winning current round, and we beat them in 6, and we're back in the NBA Finals, even as a damn 7th seed. So now we get to play the Los Angeles Lakers, who have Russell Westbrook now. So this could definitely be a tougher matchup. And Lonnie Walker. Damn, the Lakers went to work this offseason. I don't know how they pulled this off, but congrats to them. Okay, so many current round though, and we sweep them. Wow. Okay, so the Celtics go on to win the championship, even as a terrible regular season. We were kind of just coasting. We were like, you know what? We know. So Damian Lillard, Finals MVP. Let's go, man. 2 in a row, guys. I'm gonna end it off there. I could go for the 3-peat, but I just would love to end on a high note, man, because I don't know, man. We got to the 7th seed. It's feeling kind of wonky, and Damian Lillard's gonna be 34 next year, so we could maybe get the 3-peat, but I'm just gonna chill on a high note. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Celtics fans, I know you might love to have Damian Lillard, but I know you wouldn't want to. I know some of you probably wouldn't want to trade Jaylen Brown for him. So let me know what you guys think of the overall trade that I did, and then obviously let me know what you think of the video. But for now, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace.